Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got something to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, well, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now that said, here we go. Yes, captains, ECs are going to be dropped in this video as we normally do when it comes to the latest. Then at the end, we'll give our conclusions out. Before we go, I did check the STO Discord. None of this is announced there. So as for now, anything that I go over when it comes to updates, news, or whatever, I'm going to just stick with XFeed for now. Hopefully that changes, but Deca, if you watch this, let's go use the STO Discord, since you mentioned that's where we're putting all the announcements, or that's where you're putting all the announcements. But anyways, we'll get to this. So a new Delta recruitment initiative is being launched on Xbox and PlayStation. Heed the call and earn great rewards for your account. So the Delta Quadrant needs you. So this is starting July 29th. So it goes from the 29th to the 19th on the Xbox and PlayStation /console bridge. So you can create a new Delta recruit character, any newly made 2409 Starfleet character, Klingon Defense Force character, or Romulan Republic character is eligible to become a recruit for the 21 days that this event runs. Delta recruits gain a set of special goals in order to prepare for the Iconian War. Using a Tesseract transceiver from the future, you'll chase down information about the Iconians and complete other tasks to make sure your faction's ready to handle the Iconians, which is still, I think, one of the best story arcs in Star Trek Online. Comment below if you agree with me, my caps. Along the way, you'll earn great rewards and gain special account unlocks so that your other characters are rewarded too. Remember, to become a Delta recruit and gain access to the rewards, you must make a new 2409 Starfleet character, a Klingon Defense Force character, or Romulan Republic character during the event. Then you must play the tutorial until you receive the special Delta Recruit Tesseract transceiver device. Once you receive the device, your character is a Delta Recruit, and you can complete the goals anytime and claim the rewards even after the event ends. Okay, Caps, I made my Delta Recruit, I think, from the very first recruitment event, and I still haven't finished all the goals. So yes, that statement is true. All you gotta do, create the new character, and then, of course, make sure you play the tutorial in its fullest, and then you'll automatically receive that, what they call the Tesseract transceiver device. So again, for my console caps, that's the Delta Quadrant, or the Delta Recruit event from the 29th to the 19th. So there's that. And another recruitment event, but this time for the PC bridge. So the timeline needs you, Captain, on PC. Join the Temporal Agent recruitment event starting next week. Pick up your assignments and unlock special bonuses, rewards as you rise in the ranks. So for newer captains, whether you're console and or PC, this is the reward. This is the event for you, because one of the rewards here is just absolutely amazing. So timeline needs you, of course, and it also starts July 29th and goes to the 19th. Again, you can create a new Temporal Agent character. Just make a new TOS Starfleet character, open the tutorial, and pick up your special Temporal Agent assignment. So just like the Delta, quite the same. I would have to argue that this is probably the better introduction, better starting faction, because it's TOS. Okay, so Temporal Agents are on the front lines of the Temporal Cold War, and as they complete missions, they'll unlock bonus rewards, including special account-wide rewards. Make your way through the ranks, advance your Starfleet career, and you'll gain bonuses that will improve your equipment and give you special traits. You'll be able to earn bonuses for reaching level 60, marks for all reputations that have been added to the game, and rewards for engaging in R&D and specializations. Remember, to become a Temporal Agent and gain access to the rewards, same thing, you must make a new TOS Starfleet character during the event. Then you must play the tutorial until the end so that you get the Temporal Agent transceiver device. Once, of course, you receive the device, you can complete the goals anytime you want. Now, in addition to this, all TOS-themed items in the Zen store will be 30% off. That's a pretty good sale. 30% off is a good sale. Cap is probably the second highest. Usually the highest is like 35. So pretty good sale. If you want to deck out your TOS character, well, here you go. Now this is from the 29th only until though August 4th. So now the special thing with the Temporal Recruit, TOS Recruit, is that one of the perks that you get when you complete the assignments in that transceiver device is you can get your reputation gear already at ultra rare quality. And that's huge because that saves a lot of resources, you getting your equipment from purple to the ultra rare. So that is one of the big bonuses. And Temporal Recruit, again, I think even though I'm not a fan of TOS, it is a really good addition to Star Trek Online, and how of course they show love to the original series. So there is that. Now lastly, you've already seen the actual thumbnail, so this is what we're going to concentrate on the rest of this video. So a new ship is approaching, as in our first new ship stream. Make sure to put the 29th of July 11 a.m. Pacific time into your agenda. So the 29th is the start of all these recruitment events, and that is next Tuesday. So captains, as that is when we will be back with our developers. And while you are waiting, here's a hint. Can you tell which ship it is? Now we look at this picture, I really can't tell. That's a really close up shot. Now I was thinking that these were like lights of some sort, but I think they're not. They're like maybe like bolts or rivets or whatever. This could just be like a side design of the ship. Now I can see sort of green hues here, green colorish. Now there was a stream done with Endeavor and Star Trek Online, or DECA as well, and they teased the ship on stream. Well, what ship is that? Well, that was this, the T6 version of the Bulwark, which is a Voss ship. Now it is kind of greenish, as you can see there. Now I have a closer picture of this ship, so you can see kind of the greenish stuff. When you kind of go back and forth between the two, there definitely is some sort of same green textures. Now this is probably like a really high res pic, but so I don't know where this could be on this ship, but again, it's a T6 version, so everything would be brand new. So I mean, you can check up here at the spots when you kind of zoom in. It could be here, right? They can just pick any ship or any spot on this ship to make it look like it, but obviously it's not windows, because when you look at the windows here, it's kind of different. They have a very different looking window on that. Again, on a T6 version of any ship, it could be anywhere that they pick. But I mean, if we look at it closely, the only thing I can kind of bring it up to is probably this area up here. But again, I don't know. That is such a weird picture to kind of show us. Again, if you kind of look at it there, it has the green hues, right? It has the green hues there when it comes to Voth, and that is one of their color schemes, is green, kind of like the aqua-ish color, and you kind of see that there. So now on the same stream, Thomas himself said something about a remaster, and of course we know already that remaster has caused some problems because there has been some bugs. Well, which one is that? It's the Atlas, but the Atlas, I would have to rule this one out, my caps. I don't think it's that ship. I really don't. That doesn't look Federation-y. The hull is way off, so I'm not even going to put that. My strongest guess would definitely be the T6 Bulwark incoming. Having said that, now if we go to Store Reddit, there is a post up by Philip CHA. Now one of the comments here, actually the first one here by Woody Manic, Green Dread, downscaled, one would hope. Now, I don't have any other guesses, to be honest with you, because when I look again at this does not look Federation. So this could be Romulan. I don't think it'd be Klingon. It could be Romulan, but it could be also that Voth. Now, when you look at this and compare it to the Green Dread that they're mentioning, now this is a picture from the X-Speed. You look at this picture and it's Maybe? I don't know. Where would it be? It's a close-up shot. Who knows, right? And apparently this is a massive ship. Now I go to this source here. This is a massive ship. This definitely is like a ship that you look at this picture here. These are the Discovery ships. And as you can see, look how small the Federation ships are. And we know the sizes of course, the refit Discovery, the Marion, the Kirk, and the Credence. Look how massive this ship is. Now, when you look at it again, look, it's greenish, hue-ish, okay? And the colors won't translate as well into a picture, especially this close. I don't know. But could they really bring in a ship that massive? They said downscale, obviously, and we have the downscale J. So it's not a thing to be far-fetched. But why this ship? Well, it could be just, again, because of course, we saw it on screen, and I think the goal of Star Trek Online is to get every ship that has been seen on screen to Star Trek Online. Having said that, there is this particular ship that has not even seen the Star Trek Online yet, and I call this ship the Stapler, but that could be a discussion for another video. So, if it's this ship, again, I'm not too familiar with this, I didn't watch Discovery, but I have heard this ship being thrown around, and it's probably because of its massive size. So that's, I'm not sure if that's the front or after. I'm not really quite sure, to be honest with you. You let me know, Caps. But when you look at this picture, not that one, this one, like I think that was the aft, I guess, and this is the front of the ship, or is it reverse? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. You see a lot of those circular thingies there. Yeah, that's what the technical term is there. And you see that here repeated, but does that look like anything here on the ship? Who knows? It could be these front portions here, and then it's just translated differently into Star Trek Online. But the goals of the devs, especially Thomas, is to probably recreate it as one-on-one scale to at least detail to Star Trek Online when it's being put in the game. But this is a massive ship, and I'm sorry if it's either this ship, let's use this image here. It's either this ship or even the Bulwark. Between the two, I'm gonna guess the Bulwark. Why? Well, it was kind of teased already on stream. And that's kind of the only thing I can really think of, to be honest. So we have that teaser, and we'll find out next Tuesday. Of course, we won't be able to do anything about it unless I take the day off for the stream. But of course, when it is revealed and when we do have the time, Captains, we will go over that information. But for now, I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you think this is? Any guess is as good as any at this point in time. And I'd like to know in the comments below. So hit that like button to help this video, to help the channel. And to our recent captains who've joined the YouTube bridge, well, welcome. And if you're new, again, consider subscribing here. We'd love to have you, as again, we're always looking for like-minded captains so that we can geek out like how we do in this video here and throw down our speculations. So with that said, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.